Morning everybody, Chaos Gamer here, and yes, we are back with some more of My Hero Ultra Rumble. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Season 17 patch notes and also some quality of life updates as well. If you guys are new to this, what I basically like to do, I go on the official website first to take a look at what they're telling us in the patch notes, and then we go into the data mines, which is in the Ultra Agency Discord, to take a look at the values of things that specifically get buffed or nerfed, or specifically how the change has happened in game. So with that being said, let's not waste any more time. Let's blow this shit right the hell up, and ladies and gentlemen, let us get started with today's video. And you can let me know down below, number one, how do you feel about these changes in game, and number two, overall, how are you feeling about Season 17 at the time that you played it so far? Which I think it's been 30 minutes now since the season started. Hopefully you guys got Miracle as well. So let's take a look. Now, the number one thing that I want them to add is please let us leave a team. That's all I'm asking. Like, before we get into a match, let us leave a team. So throughout our maintenance update on May 27th, 2026, we have made the following changes. New features: a sort function has been added to the character selection screen. Players can now use hero crystals to shorten the wait time until they can change their player name. And then players can now save certain settings for each battle style. But you see, this is the thing, right? What specific settings are you talking about? You guys got to be more specific, man. Like, adding more information is a great thing. I don't know if anybody on this development team realizes when they're making these patch notes lists. Like, please add more information. Alright, so custom message. Players can now set team names, and the players can now change their player name with a rune. The tuning system. Add a function has been added to allow batch unlocking of tuning slots. That's good. Add a display has been added to the tuning screen that shows recommended battle styles. That's good. And then adjusted the recommended tuning batch set UI for ease of usability. That is good as well. System adjustments now. When a marker is set on an item, the indicator shows on the mini-map will now display the icon of the corresponding item. Adjust the length of invincibility after performing a plus ultra and plus chaos attack to not end for 1 second after the attack. Okay. Added the ability to toggle the level cap card shortcut on/off in the settings menu. Unified? Is it unidentified? What? Oh, unified, my bad. Unified the color of damage indicators from teammates and players' own perspective to white. Some abilities are excluded. Items outside of the safe zone will now flash as an indicator before disappearing after a set amount of time. Okay. Increase the fall speed until landing after exceeding a certain height on each stage. That's good, because some people just be going all the way up and then they take forever to get down. When dealing damage to an opponent using a healing item, the healing animation can no longer be cancelled by certain abilities. Okay. Area control battle adjustments. Players can now place markers to the barrier during the pre-match countdown. And then improve the AI behavior for CPU characters. Because we did take on area battle the other day, and the CPUs were garbage. They didn't even do nothing. We just won that in the 50 seconds that you have the window to just win the whole match without having to get the whole points that are required to win the match. So I'm glad that they fixed that as well. Give it a little bit of a challenge. And it's a good thing that CPUs are in area control battle as well, because people don't really play them all like that. And the next time that they add it, I'm going to definitely take advantage of that so I could get the max rank for that one. I didn't do it for the first one because it was too late. 2, I didn't know they added bots to this. And then 3, it was a bad time. Battle style adjustments. When being grabbed by the following battle styles, the amount of damage received from other battle styles will be halved. Okay, so we got Blackwood from Midoriya. We got Full Bullet Midoriya's Manchester Smash. We got All Might Quirk skill set Arizona Smash. I feel like that's the main reason why they did that. Aizawa's Alpha. You can say Aizawa's Alpha as well, but mainly All Might Quirk skill set. Shigaraki's Gamma. Dabi's Beta. Shinozaki's Gamma. Shinso's Alpha. Armored All Might's Beta. Both of the conditions, which is the Black Whip charge, like while you're electrocuting them and you're not getting close to them. And then it's the one that does go close to them. So the following quirk skill sets. The following quirk skills have been adjusted to show the lock-on UI indicator on the receiving player side. So you got Kaminari's Alpha. Wait a minute. The following quirk skills have been adjusted to also show the lock-on UI indicator on the receiving player side. So you know when you're getting targeted. Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. All right, so we got Kaminari's Alpha. We got Midoriya's Gamma, which please just... they got to do something with this Gamma, man. I am tired of getting hit by this and just like, poof, half my health is gone, or 50 to 25% of my health gone. The following quirk skills have been adjusted to no longer pierce super armor or bind opponents. So we got Midoriya's Gamma Black Whip. We got Aizawa's Alpha, Tamaki's Alpha, Shinso's Alpha, and then Armor All Might's Beta. Damn, they did a lot of adjustments. The following characters have been adjusted so that while performing a combo on the ground, opponents on the receiving end cannot escape by dodging. What? So Froppy, Momo, Overhaul, Shinozaki, and Present Mike. This will make it easier to complete a combo string. Okay, I would say for Present Mike and Shinozaki, sure, give it to them whatever means necessary. But number one, which Overhaul is it? I guess they just assume that it's the original one. And then how is that going to make Overhaul more crazy? Alright, so now I'm guessing... Wait, is this still part of the whole following characters thing? Or are we in battle adjustment? Hold on real quick. I just want to see if it's still talking about that. Sorry, I just want to check. Bug fixes, and then... Okay, so I'm guessing now we're getting into the adjustments, which they didn't say adjustments, but sure. And it's kind of interesting that there's some red text going on here. Alright. So let's start off with Isaiah right here. Original Alpha, Binding Cloth Capture. They increased the range. Okay, like that needed to happen. And then they increased the projectile speed. And then on his Beta Powerhouse Kick Barrage, they decrease the damage at level 1 through 8, and then increase the damage at level 9. Then the damage, they decrease ammunition at level 1 through 3. Then they decrease the reload speed at level 4s and above when gauge is depleted. Just so that the gauge begins reloading after landing on the ground. They increase the hit count and increase the movement speed after dashing. And then the special action Erasure, they decrease the duration that it lasts, which is good because it does be lasting a little bit too long. Alright, so reasons for the adjustments. Okay, I like this. So that's what the red text is for. Why they did it. That is a good thing to have. So we get the reasoning as to why. Even though for the most part, if it's something super crazy, then we definitely know the reason why. But for stuff like this, you know, like just to know. So adjustments to the Quirk Skill Alpha have been made to increase its range and speed in order to make it easier to hit opponents, but will no longer be able to pierce super armor, which we saw earlier. In the season prior, it was noted that the Quirk Skill Beta and the Quirk Skill Gamma both had high mobility and attack power even at lower levels. To address this, we have reduced Quirk Skill Beta's mobility at the beginning of the match by making reload begin when landing and decreasing its ammo at lower levels. In exchange, we have increased movement speed and the number of hits to make it easier to use and feel more satisfying when a hit lands. By making this adjustment, we hope to make it more enjoyable to use as a standalone skill. Additionally, by adjusting the amount of damage previously dealt at lower levels to level 9, we aim to have high level up feel more impactful for our players, which should be the case. I do agree with that, you know, it should be to where when you're at that high level, that's when you should really feel damage, not in the low levels, like you're like, damn, already? Like my health is just gone? So I'm glad they did that. Alright, so we got Shigaraki. Catastrophe, his Alpha Earthquake. They adjust so that the decay occurs even when hitting a wall. They increase the projectile size, and then they increase the direct hit damage, adjust so that the damage from projectiles and decay are not received simultaneously, and adjust to make it easier to knock back opponents. Then we got the Beta, they increase the range, and then the Gamma, adjust to make it easier to knock back opponents hit while dashing. They expanded the range and adjusted hit height. They increase the damage, increase the fall speed, and adjust the camera angle to pull back slightly. And then adjust it so that the opponent's hit by attack while falling drop downwards. Yeah, I definitely want to know the reason why they did this. Okay, so compared to the original and 1000 Handbrake, this battle style was highly dependent on a style of play that utilized combos. We have thus made adjustments designed to make it more user-friendly because they're making it easier to land hits. To balance this out, we have made adjustments to Quirk Skill Alpha and Quirk Skill Gamma to improve the likelihood of knocking opponents back to ensure the overall damage does not become too excessive. Okay, so that is a good thing that they did right there, because when you get stuck on this Shigaraki, you're just done. Like, basically your shield is gone or you're dead. That's it. That's one of the two things that happens when you are stuck with the Shigaraki and his dumb combo. So I'm glad that they did adjust that. Next, we got Kendo, the original one. So they increased the range of her Alpha, and then her Gamma, they increased the dash distance. So let's see the reason of the adjustments. Due to her low mobility, making it virtually impossible for her to approach opponents in mid-air, her range and movement for Quirk Skill Alpha and Quirk Skill Gamma respectively have been increased to allow her to fight in a wider variety of battle scenarios. So I definitely do want to test this out with Kendo, because I do like Kendo as a character, and I would have loved to use a Quirk Skill set, but guess what? Ultra Rumble devs, this is for you. Why I don't have her? Like, come on. So we got Kurogiri, so that reduces HP to 300, and then his Gamma Shadow Hunt, they adjusted to allow the use of aim assist while using Mist, just so that it can only be used when gauge is at 100%, and they increased the reload speed for a single use. The reason for the adjustments is we reduced Kurogiri's HP for better balance, as it was noted that his high mobility via his warp led to longer survival times compared to other characters. Furthermore, as his quirk skill Gamma made it safer for him to intervene from long range than originally intended, we adjusted the requirements to avoid it being able to be immediately reused, which that is a good thing, I'm not gonna lie, because him just being able to hide and then use Gamma, that kind of sucks. I mean, there is counterplay to that, which is you hit the black hole that he's using in his Gamma, but still, for the most part, sometimes people are not even gonna do that because it's like high in the air. And then let's say like this is an actual team, the team is going to be trying to protect the black hole by making it to where they're the priority, not the black hole. Alright, so we got present Mike, the original one, DJ Punch Gamma. Just so the momentum is retained after use. So the reason for the adjustment is since it was noted that his low mobility led to shorter survival times than other characters, we have made adjustments to improve present Mike's mobility. So this is another thing I wanted to start, because this present Mike, people are saying that people use him less than Kurogiri. And for that, I believe it. If he's one of the least used characters in the game, definitely understandable because of his mobility. Even though he does high levels and lots of damage, his mobility just makes it to where why do you even want to use the character? One thing they could do as well, if you want to make it to where this character gets even more mobility, you can make it to where one of his skills can do a melee combo, and then you get the tuning skill for Midoriya to activate, so then they can have that activate to where they get more momentum by just running around. Next, we got Dabi, the original one, the beta, adjusted how opponents are knocked back upon being hit, allowing for follow-up combo attacks. Reason for the adjustment, we adjusted the knockback of quirk skill beta to allow more combos to connect after a hit, such as melee attacks. So now you can give this Dabi the ability on the tuning skills to have melee bonuses. That's interesting. This was done to account for quirk skill beta offering few benefits beyond dealing damage, even if an opponent is successfully caught in its trap. Additionally, as the projectile cancelling effect of quirk skill Gamma is critical to this battle style, which has low mobility, we have made an adjustment to give super armor upon triggering it in order to better stabilize the skill activation and improve survivability, which they're not wrong. For the most part, what you mainly want to focus on with Dabi is the Gamma, because with his Gamma, it gives him the protection that he needs from certain opponents. Not all opponents, because there are some opponents that could go through that, but for the most part, that was the only way he was going to be able to survive, just using his Gamma and then trying to use the beta to, you know, protect himself while he's in his little circle thing. But now with the combo ability with melee attacks, that makes him even better. You can make him defensive, offensive, or give him more speed. So quirk skill Gamma, Ring of Fire, just so that super armor is gained upon use. Next, we got All Might special action, carry to safety, adjust to allow use even when there is no gauge remaining. Interesting. Now I definitely want to know the reason why for this. We know that a frequent occurrence of players being unable to use carry to safety during reload, even after use of high jump to approach a teammate. We have thus enabled the use of this ability even when the gauge is depleted. That is interesting. Okay. So basically, if you want to, you could just res your teammates as many times as you can. So All Might, the original one, the beta, United States of Smash. When using in mid-air, the attack will only transition to a punch if the dash hits. We have adjusted the skill so that it only transitions into a punch if the attack hits, as the opening left when falling to land a hit was excessive. This just makes the skill easier to use both when attacking and retreating than before. They're making me really want to use a lot more characters this season with these patch notes. Like, I really like these patch notes a lot. Next, we got Kaminari, the original one. Please lower the damage this man does. Please, I am begging you. They increase the range when used without aim mode. They reduce the damage, okay. And then the Gamma Human Stun Gun, adjusted so the momentum is retained after use. Reason for the adjustment. The range of Quirk Skill Alpha has been adjusted to be more evenly balanced, as the mismatch range between normal and aim mode made hitting target at long range difficult. Like he needed that. Additionally, we reduced the damage Quirk Skill Alpha deals to slightly lower its firepower, as the amount of damage when incorporating combo chain together with Quirk Skill Gamma was quite high. In exchange, we have increased the mobility of Quirk Skill Gamma to maintain balance. Please tell me the damage has decreased by a ton. Next, we got Kaminari Quirk Skill Set. On his lock-on Electro, they increased the range. Okay, because he needed that. The Quirk Skill's ability to lock onto opponents in mid-air and practically guarantee a hit. It's strength, however, as it currently stands, opponents are often at a distance beyond its lock-on range. We have thus increased its range to make it easier to land hits. So, I'm just assuming this season, a lot of people are going to be running this Kaminari. Got it. And they're going to be making it to where, specifically in his tuning skills, buff the damage on his alpha. Oh, this is going to be fun. Endeavor special action high jump adjusts so that the momentum is retained when using quirk skill alpha or beta during a high jump. For Endeavor Blazing Fist until the beginning of quirk skill beta. Since using a skill immediately after high jump will previously cause Endeavor's momentum to be lost, leading to decreased mobility, we've made an adjustment so that it remains intact. And then we got the original Endeavor getting his buff. They increased the range on the alpha. On the beta, they decreased the damage, but they increased the reload speed. We have increased the range of Quirk Skill Alpha to make leveraging the strength of Endeavor's Ray easier, as its short range made difficult to land hits in a number of battle scenarios. Since damage dealt by Quirk Skill Beta was high, the damage output was quite unbalanced depending on the degree it hit. We have therefore reduced the damage amount per strike and increased its reload speed to make it easier to launch another attack even if the skill misses. Next we got Quirk Skill Set Hado with her Gamma just so to apply to twice clones. What? Why? Why do the clones need extra health? So what? Like for the most part, if somebody does low damage to a clone, they're just going to be able to take the hit at that point of it. Nah, am I crazy? Let's see. We have made this adjustment to account for the difficulty in distinguishing between the actual twice and his clones, which minimizes its strength. Okay. We got bug fixes. So Shigaraki, the defense, beta. Grudge Shot. An issue was fixed where canceling the charge of Quick Skill Gamma would retain excessive momentum. Hado, an issue was fixed where inputting the first hit of a ground-based melee attack will shorten the character's movement distance. Bakugo Cluster, an issue was fixed where the opponent already affected by sweat from Quirk Skill Beta would not explode when followed up with another Quirk Skill Beta attack. Hawks' Quirk Skill set his Beta Slicing Wind. An issue was fixed where the skill would end too quickly after slashing, resulting in almost no recovery time. Can we fix it where we can't combo back-to-back betas as well? Off one, a special action Plunder. An issue was fixed where the gauge would not be consumed when switching quirk skills. That is insane. Currently confirmed issues. Confirmed an issue in the rank rewards display screen for Area Control Battle Event Volume 5. Held during Season 16 where the result availability period is displayed incorrectly. The results are actually scheduled to remain available until June 2nd. So that is everything that was announced on the website. Again, I really do like that now they are stating the reason for their adjustments. And overall, I am a fan with some of the buffs that they did on characters with their mobility, which makes me want to use more characters this season. Now, we're going to go to the Discord real quick. We're going to check the values of stuff that got buffed and nerfed that. And then we're going to wrap up the video. We are on the Discord. Let's take a look at the values at which these characters got buffed or nerfed. That starting off with the original Kaminari, with the damage and guard break going from 65 to 55. Then level 2 goes from 70 to 60. Level 3 goes from 75 to 65. Level 4 goes from 80 to 70. Level 5 goes from 82 to 72. Level 6 goes from 84 to 74. Level 7 goes from 86 to 76. Level 8 goes from 88 to 78. And then level 9 goes from 90 to 80. Next, we got Aizawa on his beta, which the damage goes from 20 to 5, down power goes from 0 to 1, and then the guard break goes from 20 to 5. Level 2, the damage and guard break are going from 21 to 5. Level 3, the damage and guard break goes from 22 to 5. Level 4, the damage and guard break goes from 25 to 5. At level 5, the damage and guard break goes from 26 to 5. At level 6, it goes from 27 to 5. At level 7, it goes from 28 to 5. At level 8, goes from 29 to 5. And then at level 9, it goes from 32 to 5. Then we got the finisher for the beta, which the damage and guard break goes from 45 to 70. At level 2, it goes from 47 to 74. At level 3, it goes from 49 to 78. At level 4, it goes from 54 to 82. At level 5, it goes from 56 to 86. At level 6, it goes from 58 to 90. At level 7, it goes from 60 to 94. At level 8, it goes from 62 to 98. And then at level 9, it goes from 67. I know you guys are hyped for that. So 102. Next, we got Shigaraki, the original one. His alpha. The damage goes from 40 to 60. The down power goes from 10 to 100. And the guard break goes from 40 to 60. At level 2, the damage and guard break goes from 42 to 62. Down power stays the same. Level 3 goes from 44 to 64. Level 4 goes from 45 to 66. Level 5 goes from 46 to 67. Again, I know you guys are hyped. At level 6, it goes from 47 to 68. At level 7, it goes from 48 to 69. Damn, they just really busting all the numbers today, huh? At level 8, it goes from 49 to 70. And then level 9, it goes from 50 to 72. And then on the collapse quirk skill set, the down power at all the levels goes from 10 to 75. Then we have the Gamma, which at all levels the down power goes from 10 to 125. And then for here, We got the damage and guard break going from 50 to 60 with the down power going to 100 to 250. At level 2, the damage and guard break goes from 55 to 63. At level 3, it goes from 60 to 66. At level 4, it goes from 65 to 70. And then at level 5, it goes from 67. Again with 67? What's going on, man? To 72. At level 6, it goes from 69 to 74. At level 7, it goes from 71 to 76. At level 8, it goes from 73 to 78. And then at level 9, it goes from 75 to 80. Next, we got Dobby on his beta with the down power going from 150 to 65 on all the levels. Next, we got Endeavor with his beta. The damage and guard break goes from 93 to 92. At level 3, it goes from 96 to 94. At level 4, it goes from 100 to 96. At level 5, it goes from 105 to 98. At level 6, it goes from 108 to 100. At level 7, it goes from 113 to 103. At level 8, it goes from 115 to 105. And then level 9, it goes from 120 to 110. And then the bullet on the beta, 0 is from 55 to 50. And then the bullet L3 is going to be from 65 to 55. Next, we got Froppy with the camouflage. The sub effect goes from 1 to 2. HP changes, as we saw, Kurogiri is going to go from 350 to 300. Midigo HP is going to be at 300. Present Mike's quirk skill set is going to be at 300. And then Aizawa's quirk skill set HP is going to be at 300 as well. We got Aizawa with his beta. The ammo goes from 2 to 1 at level 1. The reload time goes from 5 to 4. Then the penalty reload time goes from 6 to 4. At level 2 is going to be the same values as well. And then level 3 is going to be the same values as well. At level 4, the penalty reload time goes from 5 to 6. At level 5, the penalty reload time goes from 5 to 6 as well. And it's basically going to be the same thing all the way up to level 8. And then at level 9, the reload time goes from 3 to 3.5. And then the penalty reload time goes from 4 to 5. Special action, the use of ammo goes from 20 all the way up to 50. Next, we got Endeavor on his magazine changes as well, with the reload time going from 5.5 to 4.5. And then the penalty reload time going from 7.5 to 6.5. And it's looking like the same all the way up to level 4, where the penalty reload time goes from 6 to 5. Then from level 5, it goes also from 6 to 5, all the way up to level 9, where it changes from 9 to 8. Next, we got Kurogiri on his Gamma, so the reload time at level 1 goes from 1.1 to 0.2. Then at level 2, it goes from 1.5 to 0.2. Then at level 3, it goes from 1 point all the way to 0.2. At level 4, it goes from 0.95 to 0.2. And then from level 5, it goes from 0.9 to 0.2. Level 6, it goes from 0.85 to 0.2. At level 7, it goes from 0.8 to 0.2. Then we have level 8 going to be from 0.75 to 0.2. And then at level 9, it goes from 0.7 all the way to 0.2. So with that, that's where we're ending today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like and comment if you want to. You don't have to, but it's always greatly appreciated. Also, subscribe. Again, you can let me know down below in your personal opinion. How did you feel about these patch notes? Does this make you want to try some new characters? Also, definitely, well, the next time we get a survey, I want you guys to thank the Forgiven for the reasons of adjustments. I want them to keep that going, and I'm definitely going to be saying that. So with that, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.